Hey, my name is Rob Spence. In this week's sales snippet, I want to talk to you about the need for self-development when you work in sales. Hey, my name is Rob Spence, Director of Paragon Sales Solutions. I hope you've had a great week and I hope you've not thrown too many Kiwis in people's faces. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please do watch last week's sales snippet. It was a blast. This week's sales snippet, I want to focus on the need for self-development whenever you work in sales. The reason for this is sales is a really odd business to be a part of. Sales is a really weird career, because you don't need any qualifications, you don't need any formal qualifications, you don't need any training really. You can leave school one day and be a salesperson the next. Perhaps that's why salespeople get such a bad name in the press. I don't know. However, the ability to take your sales career to the next step, or to kind of develop your career, or even if you're a business owner and you want to develop more sales, there is a true need to invest in self-development. Now, this does not have to cost thousands and thousands of pounds. You don't have to go on a Tony Robbins seminar for a weekend or buy a webinar for 600 quid from a crazy US entrepreneur. But what you do need to do is have some self-realization that to develop your sales career, you need to invest in yourself. And that investment can have massive returns. Allow me to tell you a quick little story. So when I started the strength of my sales career, I started to invest in myself and sales books. So it got to a stage where I was good at selling, I was really good at selling, and there was no exact science to it. Why was I so good? And is there anything I can do to take my sales to the next level? And then I started to hear about a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now this book is ancient now. It's very old, and yet pretty much every true sales professional I have ever met have read this book, or at least know about this book. It's probably one of the most well-known sales guides the world has ever seen. In fact, 16 million copies sold around the globe, we are led to believe. I invested in this book. At the time, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really that financially stable, I guess you could say, and I spent some time umming and ahhing thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth me investing money on this book? And it was a minimal fee. I think it was about £6 or something like that. £6, it's nothing. And I was concerned, well, if I buy this book and I invest the money in buying it and then the time reading it, will I see a difference? Anyway, jumped in, bought the book. One of the best decisions I have ever made. Here's the reason why. Whenever you pick up a sales guide, from within it, you should be able to pick out things that will motivate you, inspire you, that will improve your skill set and give you the tips and tricks to take your career to the next level. After reading this, I found that my sales increased. I had a newfound motivation for work, and I developed a whole new sense of confidence, and my figures as a whole, like I said, were just going through the roof. This one book turned into an obsession. I've now got a bookcase filled with sales books from, turn of the century all up until, ones that were released last year. And each book I find something new to learn about and develop my own skill set. There is nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to investing in yourself to study more. The problem, like I said earlier, with sales is that there is no university course you can go on really to develop your skill sets just for sales. And yet, if you do invest in any kind of course, they will increase your sales. So much so that 9 times out of 10, you will see a massive return of investment on that initial investment you've made. So as one sales professional to another sales professional, what I urge you to do is get out there and study the art of selling. You don't have to invest loads and loads of money either. Like I say, decent book here, £6. Obviously, it'd be wrong of me if I didn't plug the Paragon Mindset right now. This will be out on the 1st of September. Absolutely filled with sales advice, hints, tips, motivation, everything you need to develop your sales career even further. These are small investments, and yet in doing so, you're testing the water to see if it is worth your time and investment. And I urge you and I implore you to get out there and invest in yourself. Self-investment is one of the best investments you can ever make. If you're willing to put £5 in a bank account, I assure you that spending £5 on a good sales guide will make you see a higher percentage of returns than any bank account interest can. So that's this week's sales snippet. What are you doing to invest in yourself? What are you doing to develop yourself and your mindset even further than you already are? As always, you can drop me an email. Let me know what you're reading. Have you got any book recommendations for me, perhaps? Drop me an email, rob@paragonsalessolutions.co.uk. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, and I look forward to next week. All the best.